Right, welcome to Mitchell Elf. Our theme this year is Adaptations, and this unit is Teeth and Skulls, and this is Center 2, What's for Dinner? The goal or objective for this center is to show the relationship between animals' teeth and skulls and the foods that they eat, and to focus students on the major classes of animal diet types: carnivore, herbivore, omnivore, and insectivore. And if you need a little bit more information on those, you can always look on the very front of the outline in the introduction page. That gives some real specific definitions for those. When you set up this center, there are 4 specific skulls that you'll have the kids investigating. It's important to set up those skulls on top of the foam sheets that are provided so that the skulls are not clinking against the hard tabletop. It's strongly recommended that you only pull one skull out at a time so students focus on that skull, and you as the volunteer can keep that skull protected from too much handling. We're reiterating and asking that we only have a 2-finger touch on these. They are borrowed from the Museum of Nature and Science, and they are fragile. Sometimes parts do break. If that happens, please email us at mitchellelf@gmail.com. Save the parts in a plastic bag and label them, and hopefully I think the museum feels they can put things back together as long as we do our part to save all the pieces. That being said, we're going to again keep the kids only doing a 2-finger touch. The volunteer should be doing most of the handling, and we're not passing these around. And okay, I guess I can't say that stuff enough. So in this bin you have an example of an omnivore, which is the raccoon. You have an example of a carnivore, which is the red fox. You have an example of an insectivore, which is this one with the long snout, the armadillo. And you have an example of a herbivore, which is the jackrabbit. When you get these out, have a discussion with the kids about the different types of teeth that they see. The carnivore has the sharp canines used for tearing meat. The omnivore, just like humans, has a variety of teeth, so it eats a variety of food. The herbivore has flat teeth for grinding, mostly the molars. And then the insectivore has smaller teeth for being able to crush the insects. And I know there's more to that than that, but I'm not able to remember to turn my page. They're sharp to catch and hold them on the insectivore. And lots of them just pull the insects out with their tongue and crush them. So there we go. There's the quick 30-second on the insectivore. So you can also use this book, Welcome to My World, that has copies of some of the skulls, although they're not super great, but it helps. It might help visually. There's another book that's on its way that has some pictures, and you can then lead into a discussion about or utilize this diet types list to help the kids talk about what kind of diet these different animals would have, what they would eat, and how they would use their teeth. And then you're going to move on to the activity part of this, and you're going to give each student an restaurant order card, which are these. There's 6 of them in there. If you have more than 6 kids in your group, then have them share. And you also have an animal diet type chart. There are 6 of those that are laminated in there for you. So each student will get one of each of those, and then each student will get their own elf eatery form to fill out with their name and their animal, and then they're going to need to classify what kind of animal they have and what they're going, and then you can pick from the restaurant card for what they're going to eat. To choose animals, we have 23 animal cards, And each animal card is a picture of an animal, and then on the back it says this one is a mouse, and somewhere, has the H. The H means it's a herbivore, and so when they're choosing when they're filling out their eatery form, they would circle herbivore, and then from here they'd have to figure out which of these things, for instance, the main dish might be fried flowers or steamed stems, because since it's a herbivore, it's not going to eat beetles, and it's not going to eat squirrels too. And then they would pick a side dish, again, remembering the fact that their animal's a herbivore, and a dessert, and a drink. And so then they would fill that out, and they could even, if time permits, they could write some sentences about that on the back of their paper if you'd like. And so in your outline, it talks about having students look at their animal, classify their animal, and then use the diet chart to help them figure out what they would eat. I guess I should have told you guys that first. Use that chart first, and then go ahead and fill out the eatery form, the order form. So once they have helped pick out all the food for their animal, they can have students share their animal and their menu with others in the group, and ask students to describe how the menu and the animal's teeth are related. For instance, if you had picked this mouse, they would probably have flat, grinding teeth, just like the jackrabbit, and that would enable it to eat things like fried flowers and grilled grass and petal pie. Let's see. So have the students make sure their names on these forms, and they can take them home, and it's a great way to send home a talking point on what they're learning in ELF, and and their experiences that day. So again, take super good care of the materials, wrap them back up and box them back up, and let us know if anything goes wrong. And if you have any questions, please email us at mitchellelf@gmail.com. And happy restauranteering.